I'm gonna be honest with you guys out there. I didn't bother looking up the latest for news or anything like that because this is the latest, and it's brought to you by the Lily Show, Lily Gaddis, that hottie that's exposing these groids, what they do, exposing these corrupt cops for who they are, these corrupt demons in high places, so to speak, that are allowing these POSs to commit murder, such as this piece of crap did on his white 6-year-old child while he was sleeping, and he doesn't even get charged for murder. You can't just make this up. And the shit's got to stop. We got to call this out. We got to apply the pressure. Because this is, as Lily said, and I've heard this many times, this is a war. That's what a war looks like. Take a look.
I held him in my arms. And finally, they took his last breath, looked at me, and closed his eyes, and he was gone.
It's another day, and another little white child has been senselessly murdered by a black guy who should have never been out roaming the streets. Middle-aged Ronald Exantis snuck into a Kentucky home in December of 2015, and he murdered a little 6-year-old boy, Logan Tipton, in his bed. He just murdered him in his bed. He stabbed him to death in his little bed as he was sleeping in his home. And then he proceeds to attack the father, who runs in and tries to defend his son. He throws the father across the room and then attacks the sisters as well. This guy, the reason why this story is back in the news is because this Ronald guy who murdered this little child, this animal who was permitted to walk the streets, roam the streets, and just decide to see a home and break in the middle of the night and murder
Animals don't even do shit like this.
A baby in their sleep, murder a baby in their bed with a knife. This person has just been released on parole. That's right. They've been released on parole. And get this, he was never even charged for the murder. He was charged for a second-degree assault. He ended up getting charged for the assault on the sisters and the dad. He didn't get charged for the murder. You know why? Because he pled insanity. And now the parole board in Kentucky just released this guy after serving only 7 years in prison.
7 friggin' years after what he did.
Serving prison for an assault charge, not even the murder. And now he's roaming the streets again to do this to other people. Is this not a familiar story? Isn't this what we hear all the time? Some gruesome murder comes across your timeline and you realize, oh, this guy has like 14 prior arrests. And he's just roaming the streets. He's allowed to. And that family will have no justice. That family will have no peace, especially now that they know the guy is out again and actually has an axe to grind with them, because how dare you? You have thrown me in prison to begin with. I should have been able to come in there and murder all your family members in their beds at night. This is just really heartbreaking, and it makes me really furious at the same time. So we're going to get into who these board members are in a minute, but let's finish listening to this entire news coverage of this story and see what the father of this slain little 6-year-old boy has to say. And it's really sad.
I held him in my arms. And finally, they took his last breath, looked at me, and closed his eyes, and he was gone.
Ronald Exantis traveled from Indianapolis to Versailles, walked into the Tiptons' home, and attacked the family in their sleep. Logan was killed, and his father and 2 sisters were in.
Notice how she says he walked in there almost as if it was unlocked. Now I got a question. Was it a break-in? It had to be a break-in. What? No, you're not normal this day and age if you're leaving your house unlocked. And I know some people that claim this to this day they have their house unlocked. You're not normal. You're an idiot if you're doing that. And I'm pretty sure they locked it. So he didn't just walk in there. He broke into the home. It was a home invasion. Let's phrase it properly, okay? While the family was sleeping. And he attacked the family. He killed the 6-year-old. This piece of crap. Where's the protest? She's about to bring up tribalism. When are the white people going to get tribal? When are we going to stick up for each other instead of stabbing each other in the back and just watching a fellow white person get attacked and beat down? Especially you see him you know, getting attacked over in concerts. What was that, Indianapolis, somewhere like that? Where's the outcry? Where's the public outcry? Where's the protest? Where's the taking to the streets like the Groids do, right? Where is it? If this was a black boy, black family that got attacked by a white person, you know what would happen. Burn, baby, burn, right? Fake news be plastering it this all over the place. White supremacy this, white supremacy that, right? Nah, crickets. Crickets what you got when it's black on white crime, which is more often than not by the so-called 13% of our population, which I question that big time because everywhere I go, this is all I see. I mean, like, where are white people in commercials? Hardly. I see more blacks out there in public now than ever, and most of them, a lot of them are on a damn phone. Who they talk to constantly at the gym, everywhere. What is going on? All right, but this stories like this black on white crime is. They do over 50% of the crime, but they claim it's just 13% of the population. Okay, well, they're doing most of the crime, and most of it's black on white, black on black, black on everything. You don't like this message, black people? Deal with it. You need to straighten up your own community. Start telling them to pick up their damn pants. All right? What are you, queer? You got your pants below? That's what they do in jail. They show you damn underwear, which means that you're wanting up the ass. So I guess a lot of you out there in this community like it up the ass because you got your damn pants on the damn ground more often than not. Knock it the fuck off. Tell your people to knock it the fuck off. Hold them accountable. This is outrageous. I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. Tired. The fatigue is running wild. Talked to someone just the other day at the gym, and he said, I said, there's a whole lot of fatigues. He said, well, the biggest one that he has is what everyone's biggest one is. It's this shit. Black fatigue. Can't take them anywhere. Causing mayhem on cruises and restaurants, going to people's homes, killing them while they're sleeping, getting off scot-free pretty much. This shit's got to stop. And all these damn bullshit so-called justice people like the parole board that let him out and the whole lot of them need to be held accountable. These are criminals that are doing this.
Snaps, just snaps. And he just stands up with me sitting on top of him, and he throws.
So what the father's saying, he's stabbing the kid. The father comes in the room. He somehow gets on top of the Groid, the criminal, but the Groid just snaps and throws him about 15, 20 feet, something like that.
Me across the room. 10, 15 feet, he throws me across the room and goes after her.
3 years later, in 2018, Xantis was found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity, but convicted of assaulting other family members. And just this month, October 1st, Xantis was released early from prison for good behavior.
It's infuriating.
Good behavior?
6-year-old with...
There is no good behavior. What happened to his insanity? I thought he was insane. You don't let loose someone who's insane. Good behavior?
And just this month, October 1st, Xantis was released early from prison for good behavior.
It's infuriating that a 6-year-old was killed sleeping in his bed, and someone literally only did 10 years in prison, and he didn't even do the time for that. He did time for assault charges. It's just infuriating.
But the family says it isn't just anger they're living with. It's fear.
Me and my siblings and even my mom and dad, from here on out, we have the burden of making sure that he doesn't come back.
He told her he was going to kill every one of us. So now...
He said he's going to kill every one of them. So now their head's on a damn swivel. And my point earlier was what I was saying is not burning down cities obviously is criminal and wrong. But what I was trying to say earlier is where is that energy? Where is that sense of righteous anger to protest against this bastard and these bastards allowing this bastard to walk free constantly, all the time? They just slap on the wrist and they're allowed but to walk free when it's black on white crime. When it's black on black, they don't even talk about that shit in the inner cities. Nothing. But if it was white on black, oh, you already know. All hell's breaking loose, right? All hell's breaking loose. We're sick of this. We're sick of this lopsidedness. There is no justice. There is no just ice in America. All right? There's none. And people are seeing it. People are increasingly getting tired of this. And there's going to be a day of reckoning, a day of accountability, big time. Keep facking around. Keep poking the bear. Keep allowing these damn criminals to run amok. But as Lily will point out, if you I'm pointing at your bows, your big bows, if you step out of line, if you go a few miles over the speed limit, whoa, woo! If you breathe the wrong way, woo! Copperoonie time, huh? Going to the who's gal, going to the clink, gonna get sent up the river. When all you want to do is be left the fack alone. Rules for thee, not for me. Rules for you, but not for the Groids, right? And Groids is a short for Negroid, just like Caucasians. It's an encyclopedia. Go look it up. But I'm calling them Groids. That's what you are. You're a Groid. And I'm being nice by saying it because this shit pisses me off. I want to say this. There are some good black people out there. All right? There are some good black people out there. That's not, I'm not, when I say Groid, I'm not applying that to you fine upstanding black people. Although you are a Negroid, all of you really, and we're supposedly Caucasian, even though I don't come from the Caucasus Mountains. Go figure that one out. But I digress. At any rate, I'm not putting down every single black person. I am talking about the majority, the ones that are committing the crime, which is the majority of the black population, which is only a fraction of our population. You got a big problem in the black community. You got a lot of N-words running them up. You got a lot of them committing crimes against whites. And then they just get a slap on the wrist. But if a white would happen to, and more often justifiably so, handle a black person because the black person is committing a crime, that white person goes to jail. What was that guy's name? Penny or something like that? What was his name in New York City? I think a Subway or something like that. White guy. He intervened and he gets in trouble. It's got to stop. This shit's better. This got to stop soon. People are sick and fed up, tired of this shit.
I've got to be on extra guard to protect my kids because I will not lose another one. Not like this. I laid in bed. I gave up. I gave up on life. I gave up on my family. I gave up on everybody. I just wanted to die.
Everybody deserves a fighting chance to have justice for them, and it's not.
I've had my talks with God because I'm not afraid to tell you all. I told the court, if I ever cross paths with him, I will kill the man. I will kill him where he stands.
Stop buying generic Viagra if you're over 60. You qualify for 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7. With free
bear with me.
Like, what is there even to say? You know? Think about if that was your family, and that was your little baby, and you woke up in the middle of the night and somebody was stabbing them to death in their bed. And there's no justice in this country. There's no justice. Families just have to go through this. And now feel like because the cops don't do shit, except for tell you better behave. You better not hunt this guy down. You better not do anything illegal. This family now has to live in fear that he's going to come back and do exactly what he told them after he killed that little 6-year-old in his bed. I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill all of you too. This piece of shit. This black animal savage that was allowed to roam the streets and is now out on good behavior. How does that even make sense? You don't get charged for murder for insanity? If you're that insane, why are you ever let out on parole for good behavior?
Exactly.
If you truly believed he was insane and he didn't know what he was doing, then why are you releasing him out in the public?
Exactly.
Why are you releasing him out to go in and kill the rest of that guy's family?
That's what it is.
Do you know what it's like to have a child taken out of your home? To lose a child?
I know what that's like.
If you have a kid, you know how this guy feels. It's what breaks my heart. I hate stories about kids getting hurt. Especially when there's no fucking justice. When you have the fucking guy.
Fucking justice.
You got him. It's not like he got
She's
away
right.
with it. You got him.
Yeah.
And what do?
Yeah.
They let him loose.
They let him loose.
Because he's a good little bioweapon for us.
A bioweapon.
We're at war. We are under attack. These people hate our fucking guts. We got wild sap.
I like the way she put it. He's a bioweapon. That's what they are. They're bioweapons. They're allowed to attack you. You're not allowed to defend yourself. They're allowed to do home invasions, much like the sovereign people. Who are they? The cops. I saw this video today, a channel I never heard of because I've been watching a lot of these corrupt cop type videos and how they get busted. But what I'm trying to say is this person referred to them. He said, the cop asked him, oh, you know your rights, you know the law and everything. Oh, are you a sovereign person? He goes, no, I'm not a sovereign person. You're the sovereign person. You're the one walking around with guns. You're the one walking around with tasers. You're the one that could just stop anybody and arrest anybody and make shit up and call in your homies to back you up and all this shit. And you got all kinds of firepower and technology. You're the one that's sovereign. You're the one that doesn't live by the law. That's what he said. And I was like, wow, that's pretty heavy. I like that. So it's these corrupt cops that are the sovereign ones. They're the sovereign ones. It's these corrupt assholes in, say, corrupt parole boards that release Groids that kill white people and white children while they're sleeping and release them out of prison and 7 years later on quote-unquote good behavior, even though they're supposedly insane. That's why they weren't charged for murder. Those are the sovereign people. They are above the law. They could do as they wilt. They could do whatever they want, or so they think. But they could do whatever they want. Cops can pull whoever they want over. They can interrogate you, detain you over nothing. They don't even know the law. They're not doing what they swore by to uphold, serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law. Right, RoboCop? They don't do any of that. They're sovereign. So I like that. Let's start rethinking this. Cops are sovereign. They can do whatever the fuck they want to anybody, right? Right? The corrupt ones we're talking about. And there's more corrupt ones than good, more bad apples than good apples. Show me where the good apples are. All I'm seeing is a bunch of bad apples, right? So you got a lot of bad apples out there. And this goes in pretty much any field, but a lot of the focus lately has been on law enforcement. Because, well, they're the ones that can friggin' pretty much put the cuffs on you. They could beat the shit out of you. They could knee you in the ribs while you're down. They could break your arms and still put you in cuffs. I've seen the videos. It's happening. This shit is happening. So they're the sovereign ones, right? They're the sovereign ones. We're not the sovereign ones. Well, this is not the land of the free at all. At all. It's an illusion. You have an illusion of freedom. Woohoo! 4th of July. Let's shoot up our fireworks in the neighborhood. Yee-haw! Hey man, get out the fireworks, man. 4th of July. Where's my beer, man? Where's my brewski? Yeah! Where's my face tape? I gotta put it on because a virus is coming. Yeah. You ain't free, bitches. We ain't free. It's an illusion. You're free until they fuck with you. And once the system fucks with you, what are you going to do about it? What is anybody going to do about it? Huh? I know this is tough. It's tough for you guys.
Brutal animals roaming the streets. And they're killing our children in our beds. Is that how you deserve to live? You
Exactly.
Taxpayer, you middle-class American that keeps this fucking country going? Is that how you deserve to live? To live in fear that I'm scared to close my eyes at night because somebody could break in my home.
Exactly.
You feel like you gotta sleep with a gun under your pillow, get dogs, barricade up your fucking house as if we live in a war zone? Well, that's better. That's how we have to start living now. Because there's no justice. There is no justice. And these scum who let this guy out. Like, of course the guy's gonna act like this. What do you expect? This is who these people are. But then you have elected people who were supposed to be serving and protecting your fucking interests, and they're letting these people out. Let's take a look at who these fucks are.
Muting there.
And make sure you call them. Make sure you don't give them a minute.
Let's look at these names. Now, if it's grainy, I paused it. Oh, wow, a video I could expand it. That's pretty cool. I thought I could only expand news articles. So let's take a look at this Kentucky parole board who released this piece of shit N-word, because that's what you are when you're doing shit like that. Ronald Exantis. What kind of fucking last name is that? They always come up with stupid names. Who broke into a home. Okay, you phrased it right, because the fake news media said he walked into it. He didn't just walk into it like he was allowed in. Like the J6ers were allowed in by the DC cops, but the fake news want to say that the protesters like forced their way into the Capitol building. No, they were allowed in. They want to say that this guy was allowed into the home. He just waltzed right in. You know, he just walked this way. No, he broke into it. So on X, someone put it the right way. He broke into a home, attacked a family, and immortalized a 6-year-old while he was sleeping. Son Logan Tipton. These bastards, these so-called parole board members need to be held accountable. They led this monster loose on parole. Now he could do whatever the hell he wants, and I'm sure he's got his sights set on that family. He's walking the streets freely. So here are the names. As you can see, Ladreda. What kind of Ladidra. Okay, the name is Deidre. White. For the regular name is Deidre. But they have to always put a law there. They have to just modify and change it. It's something mental, something wrong. It's fucking Deidre's the name. Ladidra N. Jones, chair. You can only imagine. Who's that? You think that's white? No, it's not. Chris DeGlow, Chrissy Coe-Fields, Cindy Hedelston, Sean Helbig, Michael A. James, Sherry Latham, Gregory Leist, and Lee Wiggins. These are the ones that are responsible. This is the parole board for setting this POS. I'm going to call him a damn racist. It's a hate crime, right? It's a hate crime. Everything's a hate crime. That's a hate crime, isn't it? For letting him loose. That's the number to the parole board. She's actually going to attempt to call it. And she says, gotta let him know where you stand on this. I think I lost my recording there. Yeah, I lost my recording. I can't find it. Oh, I didn't lose it. NWO recording, I think, stopped. I can't find the... Oh, there it is. There's the NWO. Okay. Fucking New World Order app. All right, so there's that, and there's the fax, there's the email, and she says just let them know where you stand in this. These bastards let a fucking murderer, a bigot, a racist free after doing his heinous crimes. And this family has to go through this. This is fucking bullshit. There's a lot of damn things that need to be changed. You want to make America great again? Where do we start? We start right here. Getting rid of all these bastards, getting rid of all these pieces of shit criminals like this, okay? And that bastard that did that fucking crime, that murder, that hate crime, well, he needs to get his just desserts. He really does need to get justice. Let your imagination run wild with that.
Rest, because this just happened October 1st, this Wednesday.
She's pissed.
These are the absolute worthless vagabonds who are in the city council on the parole board who let this guy out. So now that family who never got justice to begin with, now that family gets to live in fear that guy is walking their streets, that guy could see their home and could come back in and kill the rest of them.
Imagine this.
Kentucky parole board released the black man Ronald Exantis, who broke into a home, attacked family, and murdered the 6-year-old son. They must be accountable, actually. Let's expose these f***ers. There needs to be a protest outside of that building. There needs to be relentless protests. Where are our pickets? Where are our signs? You know, everybody gets mad when some fucking black person dies because they deserved it. Where's the protest? Where's the anger for this? Does that family just have to cry and be like, well, this is what happens in our country that we pay for?
I'm Sarah, and I'm an attorney here at Atticus. It's no secret that getting approved for disability benefits can be extremely
Another
difficult.
commercial.
We pay for? I'm sick of the working people. I'm sick of the middle class people. That's America. That family is America. That family is you. That's not some story that happened to some random person. That's you. That's you going to work all fucking day and coming to your home and waking up in the middle of the night and having some black people killing your kids in their bed. That's you. That's fucking you. You're no different from any of these people. You are no different. That's you. That's a middle class American worker who the government doesn't give a shit about. They just want to make that American middle class family, they want to make sure they crush you under their fucking heels. Because they don't give a shit about you. They fucking hate you. You keep this country running, you go to work, you pay your damn taxes, and you get shit on. They protect the lowest of the low. They protect the scum. They protect the lowlifes. And they protect their own with the elites. They give them corporate tax cuts. They don't give you a fucking tax cut. No, they raise your fucking taxes so that you get to live in this fucking hell that they've made. With bioweapon animals like this that they've brought in to terrorize us. They can't actually come to your house and attack you, which they'd love to do.
Oh, yeah.
No, they gotta sick their fucking animals on you. That's what they do. That's what these people do.
Yes. Exactly.
This is
They'd
who
love
it
to
is.
come to your home and do this.
Leandra N. Jones is the chair. Chris DeGlow, Chrissy Cofield,
Deidre.
Cindy Hendelson, Sean Hilbig, Michael A. James, Sherry Lantham, Gregory Least, Lee Wiggins. And here's the phone number. Write this fucking down and you call them.
Let me pause it. Of course, don't say anything stupid to get yourself in trouble, of course. But you can let them know where you stand on this, huh? If you're normal, you're going to say you're going to want them to be held accountable and that bastard not to be roaming free. Right? All right, that's enough.
Phone 508
This shit's got to stop.
564 3620. Fax 502 564 8995. Here's an email, paroleboard@ky.gov. There's another email.
KY,
PV
KY, like KY jelly, like you're getting the ass.
Victim Services
What's
at
happening?
ky.gov. Victim Services, yeah, they really care about the victims, don't they? These
Victim Services.
Here's a video of who these worthless individuals who ran out of their positions on a rail. Let's take a look at who these are. Here's the chair. Oh, she's black. She's black.
Whoa, you
shocking.
knocked me over with a feather.
What are you f***ing doing? What are you doing holding a position of power if you think with your own f***ing race? Which, by the way, the people who run our government, the people who pay off our government, the people who run this fucking country, you know who they're looking out for? Their own tribal interests. We're being controlled by a cabal. And these are the bioweapons that cabal has launched against you and I. And you have a black woman as the chair. You think she's gonna think open-mindedly about this? You think she's gonna give that black guy a chance? Absolutely. Because this is how these people think. They see a black person committed.
Will she think open-mindedly? No. Will she give him a chance? The heck she will.
That
yes,
commits
she will.
the most heinous crimes ever. And they're like, I'm gonna take it easy on you because you're black. I'm glad you stuck it to those whiteys. Can call her ass. Here's one. Here's another piece of white guy who should feel ashamed of himself because white people will step on each other. White people will never take their own side. You know what, dumbass? Everybody else is tribal in the country. Why don't we start being tribal?
Exactly.
Krista.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. From my perspective, from my libtard, from my experience in my life, I have been, white people are not tribal at all. At all. I've been screwed over with no Vaseline by more whites than blacks, from my experience. I'm not saying that blacks wouldn't. it was just my experience, my daily walk and travels. It's just the way it is. I mean, let's just say white people didn't have my back at all. I'm not saying the black people did, but the white people damn sure didn't. If you're a black person and someone's got a target on your back at work, they just want to bully you and harass you out of your position, whatever it is, black people are going to come to the defense of black people, no matter what the situation is. They're gonna friggin' damn protect each other, stand up for each other. White people, nah. So what she's saying is right. Everyone else is tribal. Chinese are tribal. Indians are tribal. Groids are tribal. Mexicanos are damn sure tribal. Native Americans are tribal. Everyone's tribal except for white people. A lot of shit's got to stop. A lot of stuff's got to change. There's nothing wrong with being tribal, but we need to be tribal.
Hello, parole board member. Chrissy Cofields, parole board member. Look at this piece of shit.
Let's just say shit.
Who lives in that town? But you know what? That guy, he's not going to go to their house. No. He'll go to another middle-class working family who has no power, who has no say. That's who he'll go to. And he will attack again. Especially now that he knows you get away with it. Here's another one. Cindy Hendelson, parole board member. Keep these people in mind. Sean Hilbig, parole board member. Oh, I'm glad you spent 24 years in law enforcement. How'd that pay off? How'd that pay off when you're letting people roam the street? Oh, great, another black guy who thinks for his own tribe. Michael A. James, parole board member. You think that guy's thinking logically, or do you think he's thinking because he wants to protect another black person? And another black. Sherry Latham, parole board member. These are scum. This is filth. These people are scum. Greg Laced, parole board member.
They're fucking criminals is what they are. You're scum. You're a piece of shit. You're fucking criminals is what you are. That's what you are. You're criminals. You're New World Order followers, pieces of shit. All right? You need to be... I'm just going to leave it as held accountable. But I have... My held accountable... Well, that well runs deep. There's a lot of things. A 6-year-old boy got stabbed to death in his bed. Stabbed to death in his bed, and you're letting the fucking criminal, the racist, the hate crimer out after 7 years. There's blood on your hands.
Here's another one. Lee Wiggins, parole board member. Do not let these people away with it. Get that phone number and fucking call their ass. Here's another tweet. This is their address, not their personal address, but this is the address to send letters to if you would like to have your voice heard. Again, we read out the phone numbers, but here's the address. Kentucky Parole Board Member, P.O. Box 2400, Frankfort, Kentucky 40602-2400. So let them hear what you think about this. This is what we have to live in this country. This is how white people are treated in this country. This is especially how the middle class is treated in this country. And remember, it's you, the middle class, who keep this country running. You go to your work every day, and you get a speeding ticket on your way home so they can tax you again because you're not taxed enough.
Did you know that in Texas?
I mean, that's a mic drop right there. Forget that's commercial, but that's the end of the video. Do you know how many of these corrupt cop videos, these traffic stops and all that, where the person in the car is saying, you're just trying to get money from me. You're trying to rob me is what you're doing. Because more often than not, these traffic stops, all this is just, they're bogus. They're bullshit. All right? A lot of stuff is we're just being extracted, being robbed of our livelihood, robbed of our freedoms. And that's what it's all about, because our world has been hijacked by criminals. And these cops, they are New World Order. They are order followers. More often than not. Don't mince my words. I didn't say every single one. But more often than not, you're fucking order followers. They don't know the law, or they could care less about the law. They could care less about the oath. They could care less about the Constitution. They could damn sure care less about you and your rights. They're not here to serve you. They're here to serve you, yeah, an ass whooping. They're here to serve you your papers, or make sure you show them your papers to get from point A to point B. Whatever it is, whatever the flavor of the day is for them, whatever, right? It's ridiculous where we're at. So there's that. But yeah, this is, like she said, a war. I know this is uncomfortable, this topic, for a lot of people, but it has to be addressed. Because when this shit happens to you, it's going to be way more uncomfortable, your experience, than just listening to this person talk about an account of what happened with a black on white crime. It's going to be a lot more uncomfortable. So we don't want that to happen. That's what I got for you. Don't be a troll out there. See a troll, say something. At any rate, like, share, subscribe, or don't. At any rate, I'm